normally I did most things that usual people do. I did the IRAs and so forth, and along about 20 years or so before I knew I was going to reach 60-something to retire, we had always saved a pocket of money, and I started buying stock in an open account, and that's been as much benefit as the IRAs and the retirement.
I retired in the middle 90s. You start thinking about retiring much earlier, and so with retirement, where you have, my wife was a teacher and I was a teacher, and so you have children. You don't think a lot about retirement. You think about getting your children through school and those kinds of things. And so once that's done, then you begin to think about maybe investing some money, and I happened to, my employer would match. And so you'd put about as much money in as possible.
Well, I started out at least 10, 12 years ago, thinking about paying bills and getting bills paid down so I wouldn't have that when I retired. Started reading a lot of publications or anything that caught my eye about retirement, and tried to learn as much as I could about it and what I needed to have income at the time of retirement. And in around 2000, when Social Security started sending out a yearly statement about how much you would have each month, monthly pay during your retirement. And also, I was able to go online at the company website, and at my current salary, yearly earnings, I was able to project how much I would make from there. So with the two of those together, and I put as much as I could in my 401k.
Yes, I do. I'm really happy with the investments I've made and the dividends we receive. We depend on the dividends for a lot of our retirement.
We made a big mistake by not waiting until 70, because even Social Security encouraged the 62. We would financially been much better, significantly better off if we waited until age 70. Health insurance and medical, of course, when you're young, you don't think as much about that unless you have serious problems. But we didn't think much about medical care. Insurance was paid by our employer, or it was very little. You didn't pay much for medicine, and the cost was minimal. And so you didn't think about those kinds of things until you get to the age, all of a sudden your pill intake increases. Social Security today is $1,120, $22 per person. We're paying thousands of dollars more a year in terms of physician and in terms of, even with the help of Medicare, I might add.
Fairly well, yes. You know, you never completely prepared, but I was fairly well prepared.
I would have started investing sooner, earlier than I did with the joint account. I had thoughts a long time ago of just buying stocks like Coca-Cola or some really, just things that I know I buy, you know, and I would have started earlier, I guess.
Probably would have put more money in my 401k, even though I thought I was, putting as much as I possibly could. I think I would have put another couple, 2 or 3% in my 401k, and also in my 401k, the last 6, 7 years, I took it out of a high risk, a high return, and put it in a low risk, a low return.
I don't foresee anything like that in the future. I think the stock market's going to rebound when this housing problem settles down, and the oil market and natural gas is just going to go crazy once they start doing all this drilling, and it'll be oil that we produce.
No, not really. Everyone I talked to before they retired, I said, hey, you guys need to stay on your job. Wait till you get, 62, so you'll be able to get Social Security before you retire. There's no need to retire from a job that's paying good money and you got seniority and you go out and get a job. I mean, once you retire, you got to get a job that's making half the money and you don't have any seniority. So a lot of guys did that. And so they wish now they would have stayed.
There's got to be more help in terms of the total financial picture for seniors. So the answer to this, let's get all of us together and let's forget Republican, forget we're Democrat, and let's begin to take a close look at what's really happening. And let's be very much concerned about what's happening to seniors. Whether they got a lot of money or no money, it's really not relevant. It's because they have the same concerns. And so my answer, let's get together. Let's bring us all together. Otherwise, we do fail.